Hi all. The title of my book is The Glass Slippers. Once upon a time, there was a fairy named Suma. She was afraid to fly. She used to see other fairies and birds fly and used to think this must be really tough and difficult thing. She was very attached to her glass slippers. She had only that as precious possession. She took great care of her slippers. She always wore them and walked while others flew. She always thought walking in her glass slippers are way easier than flying. So she never attempted to fly. Other fairies encouraged her, inspired her, and motivated her to fly, but she never did. Her parents were now worried they did everything in their capacity to make her fly, but all in vain. Suma was too lazy and scared to fly. Slowly, other fairies started laughing at her. They stopped mingling with her. She was left alone. She was too scared to let go of her glass slippers and fly. She developed inferiority complex and became people pleaser. She cared a lot for people around them, but they would leave her after some day. She will be left heartbroken. Her friends, family, and in fact whomever she loved once started maintaining distance, as they were ashamed of her. She quietly tolerated everything but did not let go of her glass slippers. She always watched other fairies fly but never dared to try. She couldn't see her own potential and always wished somebody to hold her hands. She saw other fairies with their partners and dreamt of perfect and loving prince for her. She thought her Prince Charming will take her out of shame and disappointments in life and love her unconditionally. Finally, she found man of her dreams. She fell in love. She mistook her insecurities and loneliness as love and thought her life will change now. She will get married and live happily ever after. She dreamt of new extended family, a house, and a new set of people around her. She was on cloud nine. She desperately wanted people to value her and to be with her. She made all the compromises she could. Her prince was no fairy. He was an ordinary human being. So he was okay with her not flying. He never complained. He was an orphan, so he always longed for love. He found his love into her. He thought she will fill the gap of his parents, friends, relatives, and whatever he has missing in his life. He had lot of expectations. She had a lot of expectation. Now she was more comfortable on land and left the fairy world. She settled with him. Soon after marriage, she realized the prince was not like how she had imagined. He, instead making her feel special and happy, wanted her to keep him happy and pleased. She was heartbroken once more, but she tolerated as she realized her mistake. But she was more alone than before. She had left everyone she knew to get married. She had to make marriage work. She was hiding great pain and anger inside her that kept building with each passing day. There was no relief. He forced her to do things against her will. She hated him, but she was helpless and alone. She wanted to fly away, but she couldn't do it. She stayed and repented every day her decision of getting married to him. He wanted her to act like fairy, but she wanted to be accepted as whom she is rather than put a mask on her face. She cringed at her own decision. He tortured her every day to become someone else, someone who was not her. Now, she really wanted to break her glass slippers and fly. But it was too late. She was trapped. She recalled how everyone motivated her to fly, but she was so attached to her glass slippers she never gave it a try. She was suffocating inside that relationship. She felt cheated, used, but couldn't do anything but cry. This time, she truly wanted to fly and disappear, but she was too attached to her glass slippers to leave it. So she stayed and tolerated. She wished again for someone to hold her hands and take her away, but never attempted to break free by herself. never realizing she has within herself the power to fly. She always craved for others' support and was too scared to break her glass slippers, as it was all that she had. How could she destroy them with her own hands? She left praying and believing in God. She lost her way, but she did not realize God was working secretly to bring her on her right track. God never left her. He observed everything. He didn't speak, but he kept doing his work. He wanted her to fly, to realize her own potential, but she was too blind to see God's work and complained and blamed others for her condition. She blamed the God, her parents, friends, and even herself for her incapability to fly. Her condition worsened so much that one day she decided to end all at once. That day she had only two options, either to kill herself or transform into a totally new person. Suma was in great pain. Her head was dizzy. She was tired of herself, her conditions, her surroundings, and repeated patterns in her life. She dozed off. She saw a vision. Into her dreams, she saw she was lying dead and was surrounded by angels. She could feel the love into her heart. Those angels were blessing her. They were sending light and love into her heart. Suddenly, she got up. She clearly remembered her dream. She decided to change herself and learn to fly. She removed her glass slippers and opened her wings to fly, but it was not as easy as she thought. She couldn't fly. She tried hard but failed. She failed again and again. Every time she opened her wings, she fell down. But this time it was a little different. She did not complain and blamed for her fall. In fact, she prayed to God to give her strength so that she could fly. She soon realized she is not a failure or dumb as told by others to her, but she is unique and different from the rest. She accepted herself as she is. She left comparing herself with anyone as she now knew she is special in her own way. This time she isolated herself from the rest of people who did not see any good into her. She enjoyed herself more. She became more braver to walk out. This time she wasn't scared of losing. She just let it go. Each time she detached herself from negative people and negative emotions that kept her trapped, she flew a little higher. When she learned flying, she saw other fairies down who couldn't fly or don't want to fly. She said to herself, "The view from the top is beautiful and everyone should know how to fly and should experience the top view." She made it her purpose and mission of her life to help others and to give this beautiful and thrilling experience to fly to everyone. She became mentor of young fairies and trained many of them. Her husband could see the transformation into her and decided to be with her and accept her as she is instead of changing her. Her relationship with her own family was not so good, but unlike last time, instead of holding grudge and anger, she forgave them. She still sometimes do miss being with her family, but instead of focusing what's missing in her life, she is more focused on now what is present in her life. This time she likes being alone. Loneliness doesn't make her cry. She built her own tribe by helping others. This time she is not scared of people judging and criticizing her because she tries to find something positive even in the most negative situation. She doesn't allow negativity occupy her mind for a long time. She has learned the art of letting go. Whenever she looks at her glass slippers, she thanks them because if they were not there, she wouldn't have learned these valuable lessons in her life. She understood no one is perfect but certainly could aim to be perfect, and when your goal is bigger, you need to transform a lot to achieve it. Transformation doesn't happen in a day, it takes time. But if you have the burning desire and vision in life, you will get it. But you need to know what you want. It doesn't matter if you don't know the how, but you should know the why and what. So this is story of Suma and many other people who want to fly but are scared or trapped. Hope this material will serve you and help you in your journey of finding love and freedom. Thank you.